Wealth Rena here. Welcome back to the channel. Let's be real. You guys are here for a reason, right? Some of you saw it's my first year anniversary in tech, and you want all the details of what's going on, what am I doing, what to expect. I got you covered. There's also some of you, maybe you're thinking about getting into tech, and you're still sitting on the sidelines after watching 100 videos. But listen, this is gonna be the last one that you watch, right? Now, for some of you who are in it, keep in mind, guys, just in general, we all gonna have different experiences. Doesn't mean you're behind or anything like that. We all have our own sequences. But before I get started, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that bell icon, because you guys know, as usual, I drop heat, no fluff, no BS. We get straight to the point. So, hey, let's get to it. It's been the year that I've been in the tech. Around this time last year, I was just wrapping up some of the interviews and some of the things I wanted to do within tech, right? And I completely went all in October 31st. Well, it's almost a year technically, but if you guys want to be technical. But anywho, I've learned a lot being here. And honestly, if you're thinking about getting into tech, it's a game changer. Only if you apply yourself. Well, how do you do that, right? Well, listen here, guys. I know I always talk about this because we live in a world where it's different right now. There's going to be a new economy. There's not going to be a middle class anymore. You're either going to be maintaining a little bit above or super wealthy. And a lot of you are looking for a career change and you just don't know how to go about it. You don't know how to do proper research. So let me tell you guys one thing. If you're looking to get into tech sales, learn how to do the proper research on the companies, right? The reason why I say this is because that's probably one thing that'll determine if you continue on in tech or not. You might see a lot of people who, they're looking to get in tech, they're making videos and they didn't break in yet. And then right now they're probably missing, right? There's a reason for some of that. One, um, they didn't put the full work in, or two, they may have started, but it was with a bad company, right? I do have other videos where I talk about how to do the proper research and using the glass door. When you look at companies, you got to think about it as how is it going to fit for me? You got to see yourself in it. I know we just want a job in tech sometimes, especially when you're just trying to get in, right? But you have to fully analyze and learn how to, ask the right questions, right? The culture fit, right? Yeah, the interviewer could tell you, like, yeah, we do this, we promote from within. But yet, you talk to somebody that's currently working there, which you could look them up on LinkedIn for the company you're trying to work. You message those people that are actually in the field and say, hey, what's your feedback? Tell me, what do what's going on? What do you think about this? I appreciate the first company that I started with. It set the foundation for me to do the things that I'm doing now and a lot better. I didn't do proper research as much as I should have, or reaching out to the people who are working there currently, because they realize that the people currently, like I said, working there will give you that right feedback. So that's the first thing you want to do before you get into any tech role. You accept the job. That's what you want to do first and foremost, right? Now, let's take this off, right? Before we continue off the number two, I don't know how much it's going to be, but before we continue, if you're looking to get into tech, go ahead and first and foremost subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and also look at the links in the description of this video, and also in the comment of how to break into tech, whether that's tech sales or customer success, HR, cybersecurity, UX UI. There's a lot of options, guys. It's not just sales wise. So go ahead and click that link in the bio, right, and the description and in the comments. And if you do decide to go with Course Careers, you could start it for free, kind of like a trial, see if you like it, and if you don't, then it is what it is, right? But if you do decide to move forward, you get $50 off by clicking the link in the description. Alrighty, so let's get off number two. Now let's say that you are in tech, right? Now that you're in, what you want to do is network with people, network with people, talk to people that are in course careers. I've seen people who you guys probably might feel some type of way about this because I don't want to go on a little rant, but you guys watch a lot of BS on social media, and I see it too, where they're like, "Well, when I network with somebody, and it doesn't seem authentic," but that's you. Maybe your approach might not be authentic, but you got to find a way that works best for you. And if you don't know how to network in the field, you know, not it's gonna hinder yourself. I'm gonna be real with you, right? So how do you network, right? If you're taking some type of tech boot camp like Course Careers, you network with the people within. Network with the alumni like myself who graduated and are actually killing it and actually doing well, not just random Joe Schmoes, right? So that's who you want to network with, right? Even if they're not in it and they're in the same cohort as you, because you never know where they might be. If you're in a field long enough, they could move on and be directors and things of that nature, and then they might, hey, remember we started off together, and boom, you have your referral or way into that tech job, right? That's what it's about. And how you start off, build up your LinkedIn. That's number one. Number two, as you're interviewing with these recruiters, just because maybe the timing may not be it for them or you, or they move on with another person, don't take that as a sign of, you know, disrespect or anything like that. Hey, appreciate your time, thank you. It's okay, if we connect later on. Boom. Something of that nature. Because guess what? When you say something like that, it may not be now, it might be in the future. They'll think about you. And that same recruiter could be at another company that you want to work for. And they say, oh, I remember that interview we had. Look at our LinkedIn messages. That could help you long term. Because, like I said, I understand sometimes it's tough when you get rejected and maybe, you get turned down for a job. But don't take that personal. There's a lot of reasons for that, but still try to build those networks with those people like the recruiters or some of the hiring managers that you met up with. Try to stay in touch, here and there. You don't have to be fake about it. Like something they posted on LinkedIn or write a comment just so you stay top of the mind. So that way you're always engaged with them, right? I know that might seem uncomfortable, but you guys want to make money, but you guys want to put in the work in. That's how some people think. And I'm giving you tips that have worked for me. Okay? So now that you've done that, you're in there, you networked, you're in the field. Let's say you're in the field, you networked then. Now let's say you're brand new, right? Now that you're new, I said this in videos, of course, but people tend to hear what they want to hear. When you're new, go ahead and connect with people within the job. Use that Slack channel. Go reach out to customer success. Maybe you're in tech sales and you don't know what customer success is. Go reach out to the manager. Hey, I'm brand new. Hey, I would love to learn more about you and the role, and how it interacts with the company or how we interact with each other. Something along those lines. They're always open. They're open to. If it's a great company, they'll be open to it, right? So network with people from different departments. You just never know. Just because you're in tech sales now doesn't mean that you can't maneuver somewhere else, right? Now, and that will help you with this part, which is I forgot what number I'm at. Sorry about that. This will help you with this part, which is getting promoted, right, or having opportunity to maneuver into another department or another department, or if that person that you build a relationship with, they go somewhere else, maybe they could be a great referral for you if you're looking for another job or whatever it might be. It goes back to networking once again. You still can network within the company that you're in. Just because you're not working directly with them doesn't mean you can't learn about what other people are doing, because guess what? When something opens up, hey, you have a person you can talk to, right? That's how you want to do it, guys. And that's what I've done so far. Went from it wasn't intentional, but I started from one company and it was great. I learned a lot. But remember, I said there was a little small inkling, which I said I should have done a little bit better research on that aspect. But I don't regret it, because at the end of the day, that's what helps me to be able to help you guys, right? So that's the whole point of this. right? If you guys are looking, like I said, you're looking to get in, you want to talk to people who are at where you want to be at or who are currently doing those things, right? Because I know I see a lot of no shade anywhere, but I see a lot of generic info that you can just Google yourself, you know, just because they're taking some type of boot until that somebody's in there successfully. I still have a long way to go. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but you got to be careful of who you take advice from. Now, this is where it ties into this next part, and that comes into who you take advice from within the workplace, right? What do I mean by that? Just because, for example, let's say you're in a tech sales role, because that's what I know best, right? That I'm not saying you got to take sales. There's more options. Like I said, click the link in the comments. You'll see there's other options besides sales. I know some of you guys get really scared of sales, right? Even though it's just talking to people. But anywho, let's say you're in tech sales, right? And you just started, and you see, you're probably, let's say you're 2 months in, right? And you see that person who randomly they're number one, right? And then as you go on, let's say you're month 4 in, they're no longer number one, but that month you took advice from them because they were number one, but at that time, but they're not doing it consistently. That's the nature of the industry. There's gonna be times, well, yeah, you might be number one for 3-4 months straight, and then you might have months where you're just top five, and that's okay. That's all part of it. But you know what? I'll take that person who's top five over that person that was just random number one, and then you never hear from them again on the leaderboards, because that person who's top five, they're consistent. So that's who you want to get advice from. That's who you want to, hey, what are you doing? Let me learn from you. If it fits and it works out for you, then, try some things out. But don't try to get too much advice from people who, because you're new and they've been there a little bit longer than you, they might want to tell you a little bit more. But sometimes, no disrespect, but some people are not qualified for that. So you got to learn how to weed out the right individual to talk to, and who will steer you in the right direction, because then you'll know what success and consistency looks like. That's the problem. Some people are not consistent, and that consistent person will always win. Don't matter if they're not always number one, but if they're consistently top 5, top 10, whatever it is in that company, it's for a reason, right? And that's what you want to look after, and maybe you want to get mentorship from, right? But you got to remember, just because like I said, you take what you think works best for you. At the end of the day, a lot of people are gonna give feedback. Be respectful, listen. Doesn't mean you have to do it. That's how I am. I don't take everybody's feedback. I listen. Hey, yeah, cool, okay. But that doesn't mean it's gonna work for me. But it's okay though. You don't have to be disrespectful about it. You can still be cordial and professional, and no one will ever have an issue with that, because at the end of the day, it's your career and you do what you want to do, right? Alrighty. So now that we have that step down out the path, now figured out who you want to model after. Now it's time to put that work in, dog. This is the thing. This is where a lot of you gonna, if you haven't tuned out already, you're that you're here. So go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell icon, and like, and also comment. Right? If you're still for a reason. Now this is the real deal part right here. You guys want to listen if you're not already. Put the work in. That's where a lot of you lack. You guys, you've seen a lot of videos on TikTok and Instagram, like, hey, yeah, we just working. It's just all fun. It is fun. Don't get me wrong. It can be fun, but you also got to put that work in. When you're brand new, you got to learn that new product. So guess what? If you want to be good at the job, great, not just good. If you want to be great, you have to put time in to learn about the product. And sometimes it might be outside of business hours, and that's okay. I'm not saying you got to do that every time. There is a lot of flexibility. You don't want to burn out. Even though it's gonna happen, I'm gonna be real with you. It's gonna happen at some point, but you gotta learn how to manage it, right? But in that meantime, though, you really do have to put in that work. Learn the product. Understand, the common question that people are asking. How are you different from the competitor? Where competitors' strong suits. What are your weaknesses? What are your strong? Just because you work for the company, everybody knows they have some weak points. You got to know what that is, so that way when you're talking to somebody saying, "Well, hey, I heard you guys can't do this and that." Yeah, that's true, but boom, this is what we can do. You got to learn how to do that, And you're not going to learn that sometimes in just one day and one sitting is going to come in with putting in the work. And that's where a lot of people tend to go down because they don't know how to put in the work. They just think that getting into tech is just, oh yeah, just easy money. Yeah, it can be pretty smooth once you get your up and running, but you still have to put in work because if it was that easy, everybody would be in here. Everybody will be making six figures. Everybody would be, top notch, top salespeople, all that good stuff. But there's a reason why there's President's Club and all these different things because people are not consistent. I'm telling you guys how to be consistent, right? And you can still apply those things even when you're doing the job search. You understand what their strengths are, understand what the weaknesses are, and bring that up. That's gonna make you stand out. Okay. Now that you putting in the work, things might start to shift now, right? You're a little bit more comfortable, you know. Now, when you have that appointment, instead of preparing 4 hours, you might only do for an hour or 30 minutes, whatever it might be, because you have a better understanding and a better feel. Guys, don't get me wrong. I know when we want to hit our goals and quotas, there might be a thing such as burnout, right? But this is the cool part about tech, though. You know, go somewhere. You could plan your trips correctly to where you can go travel to another state, be by the beach, work the hours you got to work, and then once you're done, go to the beach, eat some good food, go to that movie or do those different things. You still want to find that balance. Just because I said putting the work in doesn't mean you can't put that balance. So that's the beautiful thing about tech. Yes, you are gonna put in a lot of work, but you still have the flexibility and you also get rewarded for it, right? Now that brings you to those are the things that I follow. And currently, right now, my last month as an SDR, moving over to sales account manager, which in our position in our company is pretty much like an account executive type of deal. So it's exciting. I'm telling you guys step by step what I did to continue to move up move up and keep going. Guys, remember, you don't always have to go into being account executive or account manager, whatever it might be. Like I said, that's why I told you about the networking part, so you can decide what makes sense for you, and you can always maneuver, right? But I always tell you guys, the boot camp is a good way to get in, and then once you get in, the doors open up, and that's what I'm talking about right now. I want you guys to get in, and hey, one last thing, guys, don't let nobody trick you out of getting money. Okay, I'm gonna be real. And one thing I recommend to you guys, if you take a boot camp, don't quit your job. Wait till you get a job. Wait till you get a job in tech. The reason why I say this because I pay for boot camp, right? But and also to help you succeed, you want to pay for some coaches if you need to. Pay for somebody to fix up your resume if you need it, or give you tips or advice. Mentorship is key because you want to, like I said, you want people who know what they're doing and they have success and a track record of helping others get into tech like I've been doing. Go ahead, click my LinkedIn. You'll see the proof in there that I've been helping people since 2022, right? I didn't just come up. You can see my past videos. You can see the dates on them. I didn't just make this up out of out of nowhere, okay? So that's what I want to leave you guys with, right? And then once again, doesn't mean you're not going to get a job. It just moves strategically, right? I know we live in an era where everybody's like, yeah, quit my job. But hey, do it strategically. Find that company first. So that way, if you need to pay for some coaching, anything additional, you'll have the funds to do it, right? If you want to be good, if you want to be good, then, just be basic. That's basic to me. But if you want to be great, you're going to put that work in. You're going to go extra levels. I'm just telling you guys. I mean, shit, what do I know? But, guys, thank you for tuning in. Go ahead, click the link in the bio, learn about the different tech roles that are out there. And then if you have any questions, feel free, shoot me a message. But in the meantime, guys, take care.